In this demo, we're going to cover some more new features on PDFStreamDumper. We're going to take a look at a PDF which uses a function. The text of a function has the encryption key to decode the next level of the script. So here we are. Here's our PDF. We're going to look at a couple of the scripts. We'll send this to the JavaScript UI. We'll clean it up. We'll take a look and see what it's doing. We see Adobe specific API being called repeatedly. Here's the first element that's being worked on. The variable S is P0, that subject. We can see here the regular expression Z is being replaced with, what this is this literal string replacing AB, which would just leave the percent sign. So we're replacing the Z with the percent. And then we're on escaping it. And then we are evaluating it. So if we go back, we want to figure out what y.getAnotes for page 0, the subject is. There's really only one thing it could be in this one. You look here we have our expression. We have a Z and a 2-character code. So we'll submit to our Java. Now, one other new feature in this new version is if we select multiple streams and then hit the JavaScript interface and all of it gets carried over, and then we could format the JavaScript. And then in this scenario, what we would, if we wanted to do it this way, what we could do is something like, so now it made a variable X. Actually, I'm even going to change it from that. And then I do let's get rid of all of that. I'm going to put all this down here. I'm going to use this lower text box as a variable to pull. So what I'll do is here, although, whoops, where's a caps lock? All right. And then we will. So we're going to take this is text out, dot text. Text out is this object, dot text references the actual text in it. And then we're going to do our replace, set our variable L. I'm going to keep a copy of that over to the clipboard just in case I mess up. And so what this should do is this should log our decoded script. All right, there it is. And we could also add an escape to that. So now we have our second level decoded script. I'm going to copy that over and then copy this up. I'm going to keep a copy of this raw script and I'm going to rename this to raw. And that's actually our level 2 script. So I'm going to format this. We can see that it's heavily obfuscated. So we're going to refactor it. All right, so now we're more readable. Now in this instance, we can see arguments.call e2string. Now you may not know what that is off the bat, so you might want to enter a little bit of logging code in here. So we're going to use our toolbox class alert function, and we're going to launch that. So we'll click. I'm also going to throw an error in this next one. I'm going to say A is equal to Y, and Y is an undeclared variable. So this line's going to throw a error just because I want to show just this right now. All right. So here's arguments.call is actually our entire script. Now, when you see it doing something like that, it's probably going to be needing, they do that so you have to, so that you can't mess with it. If you make any edits to the script itself, it's going to throw off what this value is. All right, we also see that now we threw an error on line 6, and we can see that this new version of PDFStreamDumper now highlights the line error. That was another reason I threw that in. So we have this arguments.callee to script to string, and if we look down through here, that was v0, yes, variable 0. We want to see where that's being used, and here it is. It's being used, while the 0.length, and it's being used within math in here. So the contents of this script are the decoding function. It's part of the key, so we can't really mess with it. Another thing, in old videos, you notice that I had to comment out lines like this. If app, I'd actually fixed that. So app now refers to the toolbox class, so this will pass. I don't have to edit this out anymore. And so we keep scanning down here, and there is decoding, and this .app now works as well. And it's going to do v20, which is this .app.eval, basically. So it's going to be evaluating this. Now, in this version, I've also updated. I've added an app object. I've added a this object. I've added a doc object. So this .app.eval is actually overridden, and it will log the contents to the lower text box. In previous versions, I would have had to change this line to tb.t. So why don't we go through, and we're going to see how this runs and see what the output is. And we can see that down here we just have complete garbage. It's all just binary. And you would ask why, and the answer would be because this arguments.callee has been modified. We've edited this script. We've refactored it. We've added line breaks. It's no longer the original, so it's not decoding properly. We'll go back to the raw script, and we'll copy out just the script itself, just the function. Then we'll go back to, oh, this is cute. This video program that I use doesn't allow me to do double clicks. So if I could double click on that, then I could load the proper script over here. But at any rate, so now I have to do it in an alternative method. So here we are, we're back to our script. All right, so we know that this arguments.callee is not correct. So similar to the technique we used in the last one, I'm going to paste in here's our decoder script. I'm careful not to put any extra bytes in there. This is literally just the script itself. And the reason I'm using the lower text box is because this contains both double quotes and single quotes. So if I wanted to have this variable, load it in any other way, I could actually use the toolbox class, load file, and save it to a file, or I could just put it down here. So we know that this is our arguments.callee, which is the original script, which is used as the decryption key. So what we have to do is we'll do v0 is equal to textout.text. So that line we don't use anymore. In this version, the app is okay. We don't have to edit that. And all of this is okay in this version as well. In older versions, you would have to edit it. And actually, in older versions, this lower text box trick wouldn't work either, because every time you clicked run, it would automatically be cleared. So I changed that just to be able to use this trick. So now we'll try it again. And there we go. Now we have our second level decoded script. So I'll save another copy of that. I'll copy this up. I will format that. I will refactor. So now we're readable. We'll go through and well, there's our shellcode. There is some of our exploitation functions. We could do our exploit scan. You see collab.collect email info right there. And I thought there was actually, I guess there isn't in this one. I guess that's it. You know, all the rest of that. So now we have we know what functions it exploits. And we want to take a look at the shellcode. So we'll just highlight the shellcode. We'll bring it over into sclog. We can take a quick scan through. Here we see a URL. This is most likely a download and execute. We can test it. And there we go. Load library, get temp path, skipping URL, download the file. And here's where it would have been saved to. And we can also see XTYJ. Is that hard-coded or is that randomized? XTYJ. So it must be a hard-coded exe name. And there we go. We did everything. So this video showed some of the new features that I've added to the newer version here. Using the lower text box as a variable. Scripts that require functions to be unedited. And actually, if we go back to a raw file, that is our edited one. Let's see. This is a little bit of a pain, but it is what it is. All right. Now, actually, this is the raw file. This is the raw script right out of the first level of decoding. And if we don't have to edit any of this, then the decryption key will still be perfect. And now that the new PDFStreamDumper supports the app object, which is buried in here somewhere. It's kind of eluding me at the moment. So really, we don't have to edit any of this because this .app is valid, this .app.eval is valid, and it's been overridden. So with the new modifications, we actually don't have to go through the steps of modifying this. Here's the app to modifying this to run, replacing the decryption key that it was going to use and, overriding the app and the eval and changing those things around because the modifications that I made actually run this natively. Okay. That won't always be the case, which is why I showed you how to do all the manual steps to begin with. But in this case, we were able to meet all the criteria that this script needed natively to run, and bring us to our next level script. So that covers everything that I wanted to show you guys in this video. Thank you.